I would like to welcome all of you to our 100 Days Dinner, one of my favorite traditions here at Tilton. As I think most of you have figured out, we actually have 89 days to commencement, or when we finish up tonight, about 2,126 hours until commencement. And that's really exciting. It's really exciting, and tonight is a time for us to not only celebrate this milestone, but to begin our goodbyes, to begin our exit, to begin to think about how you, the senior class, is going to leave our school. This year has been fantastic. In my 5 years of being head of school, this year is one that really stands out in my memory because this year has been fueled by your pride in yourselves, your pride in the school, and you can sense this when you walk around on campus. That is really special, and not every year is like this one, your senior year. Before we begin our meal, I would first like to thank our entire development office team who has made tonight happen. They've chosen the menu, they've provided transportation, and they've made tonight special for you. So I'd like to acknowledge them with a round of applause. And now I am pleased to introduce Carrie Spanos, Tilton class of 2011. A 4-year senior, Carrie was very active here at Tilton as a class president and also head ambassador. He was inducted into the National Honor Society. He played soccer, basketball, tennis, and was also involved in theater. After graduating from Tilton, Carrie went on to Holy Cross, where he received his bachelor's in political science. From there, he moved on to business school at Northeastern and graduated not only with his MBA, but also with an MA in accounting. Carrie is currently living in Boston and is working now for PwC, or PricewaterhouseCoopers. Many of you may know PwC as the company that screwed up the Oscars last night. Carrie had nothing to do with that, but if you see him, please ask him what happened. I've had the chance to meet Carrie a few times, and I really enjoy speaking with him about Tilton because when he does, his eyes light up. They sparkle. Our school left an impression on this young man, and tonight he's going to give some of it back. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Carrie John Spanos.
Thank you all for welcoming me back on this incredible evening. Thank you to the Salima family, the Alumni Association, and everyone else who made this beautiful night a reality. So about 6 years ago, I received my copy of the school yearbook, courtesy of the great Remy Stevens, of course, who I just found out was leaving this year, and that's like the happiest and saddest news I've ever heard. So congratulations to you again. So here I'm on the steps of the Mark with my buddies. We're scrolling through everyone's personal page, making fun of each other for those awkward childhood photos, and reminiscing on what's been the best 4 years of my life to this date. And we get to the class of your oldest page, and here I am, I'm flattered. I see most athletic, most talented, most likely to succeed, best smile, best looking. None of those were mine. Not even one. But you know what I did get, which is actually very special to me, was most likely to return to Tilton as a faculty member. Sounds crazy, but that was actually the most flattering thing I've heard. And that reason is because I love this place. For me, Tilton defined a sense of community. It's the epitome of what it's like to be part of a family. And I owe every success of my life to my Tilton education. And whether I do come back in 20 years to overthrow Peter Salima at the throne and become next headmaster, coming back to any Tilton event will always be nostalgic. So tonight's about 3 things: celebration, appreciation, and reflection. With just 100 days, or 89 or so days, left in your high school career, tonight is a night to celebrate your accomplishments with your classmates and faculty. Every student in this room should be proud of themselves for the work they've done and should take a moment to appreciate the gift of the Tilton experience. And most importantly, you should take tonight to reflect on how to make the most of your last 89 or so days in the Hill. So in the spirit of such reflection, I thought I'd offer a little bit of advice on how to spend your last 100 days with us. And to do so, we're going to make it simple and break each 100 days, or 80 or so, I gotta switch that now, to about 20 days or so each. So, in the next 20 or so days, let's go out of our way to gain a greater appreciation for your faculty members. You'll find that in your upcoming college experience, whether at a large or small school, you're going to find that your professors will be acquaintances at most that help you become a better student and help ultimately transition your life to the real world. But they most likely won't be your coach, your dorm parent, or your family. The faculty at Tilton are one of the many things that make this place so special, so enjoy them while you're here. And feel free to tell them that you appreciate what they do for you. So the next 40 or so days from today, you're probably on a 3-week spring break, and I hate to be that guy to tell you, that's an absolute joke. That doesn't happen in the real world, so just enjoy that while you get it. I'm very jealous of that. 60 days from today, work on investing in your future. Let's be honest with one another here. College apps are in, whether that school is Harvard, or whether it's a school in Hawaii that claims to be the heart of the Pacific Ocean. That acceptance is probably contingent on Q2 and Q3. So am I being the guy to say throw in the towel, ditch class, be very cautious in the classroom? Of course not. Well, let's focus less on the grade now and more on laying your red pen on that paper. Focus on becoming a better writer, listener, and student. Write down all of Kilpatrick's quotes and life lessons. Try and take in all of Ruggles' historical facts. And make the most of whatever calculus-related formulas that Dorigo has in store for you. Make an investment in your future because it will only pay dividends. 80 days from today. Make some new friends, build more relationships. It's great to be with your best friends in the last 100 days, but it doesn't mean you guys have to be close-minded. With 91 students, you're of course familiar with one another, but you aren't necessarily close with everyone in this entire room. Relationships developed at boarding school are set to last a lifetime, and just 6 years removed to Tilton, that's deemed to be true for me. In 100 days from today, the day of graduation, don't mess up, and you know what I'm talking about. My headmaster my year, Jim Clements, always told me to never be the guy or the girl to have to tell your grandmother that I made a mistake and I can't march at graduation. So basically, you're the Atlanta Falcons, there's 2 minutes left in the Super Bowl, the third quarter. Don't choke, run the ball, kick a field goal. You guys got it. Let's go ahead and add another 365 days to that list, because in a year from now, we do want you to come back, and we do expect you to. And I don't need to be the one to enforce that expectation, because I do promise you that you receive that diploma and say your final goodbyes to all your professors and your friends, you'll be wishing they had 100 more days, or 89. So let's be grateful for the privilege of the Tilton experience, enjoy the short amount of time that we have left with one another, and let's have some fun tonight. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you, Carrie. So tonight we are going to have some dinner, and then we'll be back to hear from some other student speakers. And dinner tonight is going to work with all of us being asked to join the buffet line table by table. So there will be a server that comes around and lets your table know that it's time to get up and eat. Okay? We'll be back right after dinner. Thank you. Good evening again. Good evening again. Spencer, how's the dinner? Excellent. Let's give a round of applause to the staff here for dinner tonight. Just like Sage, just like they're having back at school tonight. So, now I'm pleased to introduce a familiar face to most of us. Gabby Hunter, Tilton class of 2016, came to us in her junior year. And while at school, Gabby served as class vice president, an ambassador, a member of the WCP, a member of the senior class gift committee, and was also inducted into the National Honor Society. She also played basketball and won several honors on prize night, such as the Wellesley Prize Book and the John F. Thompson Memorial Prize. Gabby also spoke at this occasion as a student speaker elected by her classmates. And she's the first alum we've invited back who actually has spoken at the dinner and is now our invited alumni speaker. Gabby is currently a student at Dartmouth College, and I'd like all of you to join me in welcoming Gabby as our guest speaker.
Good evening, class of 2017. I know that we are all excited to be here tonight, eating, reminiscing, laughing, and most importantly, enjoying a non-stage dining meal together. But first, let me express my gratitude for this opportunity that you've all conferred on me today. Tonight, I would like to start off by highlighting one word: embrace. A noun or verb, an act of accepting or supporting something, willingly or enthusiastically, or to hold someone closely in one's arms, especially as a sign of affection. It seems like a straightforward word, but surely it is layered. This small word encapsulates my immeasurable Tilton experience, and certainly becomes applicable to you all here in the last 100 days, 89. In September of 2014, I came to Tilton School with very few presumptions of what prep school was like. I had images of Zoe 101 flowing through my head. I was excited, and I came prepared to just go with the flow. I got way more than what I had bargained for, and oftentimes a little bit more than what I could handle. But with that, Tilton School showed me that family doesn't have to be a blood relation. And that if you really open your hearts to others, that they can show you and help you to uncover more about yourself. I walked in that September as a hesitant girl, but with the help of faculty members and friends who felt more confident in me than I ever felt in myself, I began to open my eyes to all the opportunities here that Tilton had, and left Tilton School as an unwavering, sure young woman. I began to find my voice and to unravel the layers of who I thought that I might be, discovering more about myself, my surroundings, and about the power of relationships each day. I began to feel warm embracement from people that I had just met. And eventually, I myself learned how to embrace both the big and little things of Tilton. Yearning for big events, like going to 2 straight knapsack championships with my teammates, and going to watch Friday night football games under the lights, decked out in black and gold. Or to cherish the little things, like stopping in Noel's lobby for just 2 minutes on my way to my dorm and ending up staying there for the next 2 hours until study. I also began to acknowledge and adore the precious moments, like quality time with my best friends, watching Jeopardy at the Mark at 7:30, while Mr. Landrosh would sit in the back, whispering all of the right answers. I learned how to see the world through different lenses, while learning how to embrace life's gifts and imperfections thanks to Tilton School. Tilton School is like no other place that you'll probably ever be in your life. The people here have big hearts, the experiences are unforgettable, the laughs are warm, and your relationships are real. Your best friend may be from across the world or be your coach or your teacher. You've made friends with people from halfway across the world and from right here across the states. Incredible. You'll notice here that people come and go and that the atmosphere may change from year to year. But there are three things that you know will always stay consistent. And of course, that is care, love, and embrace that you can feel from others who have also experienced this Tilton journey. No matter how long you've been around, whether it's just been 1 year or maybe for 4, you felt that sense of community. Especially at this time of year, you may feel closer to your floor mates, your faculty members, your teammates, your classmates, more than you ever have before. And well, let me tell you, the springtime gets better. The smiles are brighter, the laughs are harder, the music is louder, and the sun is hotter. So this time you guys actually have a reason to get ice cream from the dining hall. But the time does seem to go by faster. And you may start to realize in the next few weeks, if you haven't already in the past few days, but whenever you do realize this, you might feel overwhelmed, you might feel a little heartbroken or anxious. You might start to question a lot of things about these next few weeks and wonder what will come of your friendships or your legacy. And of course, there's a few of you that might be really excited and feel ready to go to college. But there's surely a handful of you that are stuck right in the middle. And that's perfectly fine. It's justifiable. I was. My 2 years here, I worked hard to accomplish all my goals and prepared for what I thought was to be my next chapter of life. I should have been ready to take on the next step, but my love for this school and for my Ram family caused me to be fearful of the future. I was genuinely heartbroken, knowing that my time here was coming to an end with some of the best people that I'd come to know. I couldn't imagine no longer living with my roommate Kyoko Kinoshita, or no longer playing for Coach Brisson. I couldn't imagine no longer witnessing Ed Dixon yelling around the mark every time his favorite team was losing. I couldn't imagine not seeing my best friends practically at any moment of the day when I need them. No longer going to Georgia Collington's room after lunch. No longer sporadically joining Ray, Wilsey, Matt Zhao, Rich, Tatsu, Gimpy, Charles Wong at their all-boys lunch table. Sorry, I hope you guys didn't mind too much. I would miss Friday nights crying around the gym to watch the hockey players take over my home for an hour at the basketball court. I would miss a time when Jordan Howland and Decron Arshiguni led the rest of our student body in our spirit chants. I would miss chocolate chip pancakes at brunch on Sundays, the Ram Tram, and study hall. Well, that one I might not actually miss. But you know what I mean. I couldn't imagine not being a Ram. There's no other feeling like it. It's irreplaceable. This void, this empty feeling that you might feel when you go on to wherever you choose to. It isn't a telltale sign for you to go and try to fill it. But it is a reminder that you got to embark on such a cultivating and authentic experience with people that you opened your heart up to and that touched it in a remarkable way. In retrospect, if you think about this place and time, and the relationships and memories that you've built within it, no one can take those away. Don't begin to doubt the relationships that you've built here and their authenticity. Just know that with relationships, much like anything else in your life, if you put effort into it, what you've started will last. So go forth out into the world to your respective futures, not with hesitation, but with an open heart and mind like Tilton has taught you to do. Always remember that not everyone had the privilege of enduring this embracing environment where borders were non-existent and where walls were broken down and where people exposed their whole selves. College in the world may not be like that, unfortunately, but you can be the change and love that you'd like to see in your future communities. Tilton is your home, and it always will be. But remember, wherever you go, to bring a little Tilton with you. Be relentless and intentional with everything that you do, and of course, be forever Tilton true. Happy 100 days, thank you.
Thank you, Gabby. The next two speakers are your classmates, and they need no introduction. You elected them to speak this evening, which is such a great honor, one that both of these individuals have taken quite seriously. Our first speaker tonight will be Liv Orlando.
Hi everyone. Hey. When people think of Liv Orlando, they immediately think smiley and always happy. 4 years, 3 different dormitories, 2 New England championships, and one hell of an experience later, I hope people will now think growth when they think Liv Orlando. My 4 years at Tilton have allowed me to grow into so much more than I ever thought possible. I can now describe myself as responsible, outgoing, honest, and a better friend. All with the same happy smile, of course. I grew up rather shy, choosing to read my favorite book or spend time alone instead of socially in a group. Before Tilton, I'd find myself watching people do what they love, rather than allowing them to see me. I craved quiet. I craved invisibility as well. I wasn't sure I wanted to put myself out there, in the center of people's vision, for them to discover me, discover who I was or what I was passionate about. When I arrived at Tilton, I always sat in the back of classes, never saying much, but of course always smiling. I'd see people in the dining hall, in the dorm, and never really say more than hello. Of course, I didn't have to do much talking when you were Julia Orlando's little sister. Ultimately, I was nervous to be me, to let people see me. But when Mr. Landrosh presented an assignment of public speaking in 9th grade English, I couldn't hide anymore. I didn't have a choice. Those of us in that class will never forget being on the 3rd floor of Clinton, standing behind the podium, horrified to speak. Eventually I got up and spoke. My heart pounding and palms sweating, I managed to not totally mess it up. I remember thinking it was a miracle I survived my first experience with public speaking. And now look at me. I have to lead every school meeting on Friday with the weather. Without that initial small push that 9th grade English gave me, I wouldn't have had the courage to do other things, like become an active member of student government, or be a peer counselor, or be the lead in the school play. Anybody remember Sylvia? Without Tilton, I would still be that shy girl who hid behind her smile. I'd still be scared, and I certainly would not have taken on the role of a dog. But what are we scared of? We have 100 days left. We have 100 days, or actually 89, before we have to leave the hill and begin a new chapter of our lives, without any of our closest friends by our sides, without those faculty members who have become like family, without this place that has become our home. We have 100 days left to just be ourselves. For all of us, Tilton School has been our guaranteed safe place. Whether you've been here for one short year or all 4, it has been a place where we are encouraged to take risks and to learn from our mistakes. A place where we have had the opportunity to discover the most about ourselves. Tilton has been that place where we can change our minds over and over again because nothing is permanent. But most importantly, Tilton has been our place for growth. I entered my freshman year with the same motto I had in my previous years of school, to remain invisible. Contrary to my own expectations, however, Tilton had another plan for me. And because of that unexpected plan, because of Tilton, I had the chance to grow. But if I had to pick one thing that Tilton has taught me, it would be that my growth is endless. 4 years later, even after every incredible experience, every hard moment, I'm still growing. And I urge each of you to grow with me. There is still time left to make mistakes, to be scared, and to learn about yourselves. We are in a community where it is comfortable for all of this to happen, and I can assure you, we aren't guaranteed that anywhere else in our future. Things you think you can't do, I guarantee you can. Things you haven't yet tried, I think you should try. Don't be left thinking, I wish I had done this. I wish I had talked to this person, or I wish I could go back. Take advantage of this place while we still have it for these last few months. So in the next 100 days, do something different. Do something terrifying. Like sing on stage in the spring concert, or even ask someone out on a date. And if any of you are still nervous, still scared, I want you to go back to the days of your childhood. Go all the way back to recess on the playground. Take a deep breath and just say, I'm stronger than I seem, I'm braver than I believe, and I'm smarter than I think. Thank you, class of 2017, for supporting me, challenging me, and loving me through my growth. I'm excited to spend these last 100 days making some of the best memories of our lives. Thank you.
Thanks, Liv. Our second and final speaker tonight is Isaiah Saunders.
Oh boy. Sorry, I apologize now for the shaky voice or anything like that. I'm just a little bit nervous. Class of 2017. It's the home stretch. We've almost made it. We're on the brick of no more study hall, no restrictions, no more dress code, and no more stage. We spent the last 4 years of our lives, or 5 years for some of us, in high school. High school, especially here at Tilton, is a place where we learn and grow into the people we aspire to be beyond our years behind the desk. It was here where we met the people we can call friends, brothers, sisters, homies, or whatever else you'd like to call them, for the rest of our lives. It is here where we came together in times of happiness, whether that be a championship run, the relaxing times on the quad, or even here tonight, 100 days of dinner. It is also here where we came together in moments of sadness, whether that be the rejection of from college, the final whistle of your high school athletic career, or the passing of a friend or loved one. Both faculty and students alike come together in these times of happiness or sadness, and that is both vastly unique and a beautiful thing. It was here at Tilton School that we found our home away from home. It is my hope, having been voted in as one of tonight's speakers, that I have made an impact on your lives. Nothing crazy, just an impact. I know I have an unforgettable head, a vastly unique dancing style, along with the alter ego of being a dentist, but that's besides the point. I hope, whether it be big or small, that I have made an impact on all of your lives in some way or another. Whether it be from 4 years of unforgettable friendship, or only a few months of brief conversations in and around school. My goal is to make the people around me happier than myself, building up their relationships around me. Tonight, instead of the cliche, oh hey guys, 100 days left, let's get depressed, we won't see each other every day anymore, I want to talk about some stories and memories from over the years, from a personal perspective. Tilton has been an overwhelming journey for me, and I ask all of you to think back and think about your own journey. Think about the memories, the best days along with the worst, all leading us to the people we are tonight and for the future. Tilton has a lot more good in it than we like to talk about, and over the past 4 years, a lot has happened. Although football is my passion, and the only sport I seem to be good at, the achievements I have been able to get off the field are pretty remarkable. I am most proud of my JV baseball and varsity basketball stats. I have 13 strikeouts, 4 arrows, 20 laps from Mr. Ruggles for doing soft toss into the varsity lacrosse practice, and 1 home run in my 2 years of JV baseball. As for basketball, I have 7 fouls, 3 rebounds, 9 explicit arguments with Coach O'Neill, 1 championship, and I'm also 2 for 9 from behind the arc, bringing my total career points to 6. Not bad for a 4-year senior. One story I thought would be worthy of hearing tonight is directed towards those 4-year students, the ones from freshman seminar. Freshman seminar is something that is unlike anything else. For anyone unaware of what freshman seminar is, it was run by Mr. Dorigo and Mr. Rand. We met twice a week to go over everything, whether it be lectures of drinking and sex ed, or writing and doing extended research on children's books that never seemed to be published. One time, Mr. Dorigo made the girls leave the classroom, and then they made the boys do a girl code because the girls felt they weren't respected. We never followed that girl code. When we did freshman class representatives, Mr. Dorigo asked who was in favor of Gage, and Harry Dow responded with, "Who's Gage?" It was in that moment that nearly a third of our class became aware of who Gage Jocks really was. Gage, we love you. Finally, the Fisher Cats came. Mr. Dorigo planned this whole big event at the end of the year for the freshman class to go to a Fisher Cats game. It had been planned and discussed for weeks. We were all excited and ready to go. Heard such great things about it, but when we got there, Dorigo forgot to get the tickets. So we stood there in the freezing cold wind and pouring rain, waiting to get in, and eventually Dorigo finessed us to get into the game where 3/4 of the class ended up not even watching. They just sat up in the box and just like played on their phones and stuff. So the list of stories and memories goes on and on. I could stay up here for hours telling you stories, but considering both the head of school and my mom are in the room, it's best to wait for the senior trip. Many of us here tonight have experienced open house event at Mr. Sleeva's house. Sleeva always starts with, hello everyone. I like to start with 3 things. This place is awesome. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be great. But on a serious note, he begins to seriously talk about what it means to be a Ram. He says, quote, "To be a Ram is to be a community. It's a place where you come to express yourself for who you really are and find your true potential. Tilton is a community built up around close student-faculty relationships and a big family atmosphere. You don't send your kids here just to follow a system, class, sports, study hall, bed. You send your kids here to live a life on their own. To be a Ram is to be a part of something bigger than ourselves and to embrace and enjoy the life we are granted every day with the people around us that have the same passion as our own." And he couldn't be any more right about that. I've been there for Mr. Santoro in the passing of his father this past summer. I've been a part of Coach Hollingsworth's last championship run as a football coach. I experienced the wedding of Mrs. and Mrs. Brisson, which is, let's just say, something unforgettable. I've got a group of friends and genuine group of faculty that I can easily call family for the rest of my life. You don't get that anywhere else. We have 86 graduating students in total this evening, representing 8 states and 10 countries around the world. 28 4-year seniors along with 14 postgraduates. Our class has been witness or part of 11 Lakes Region Championships, 4 NEPSAC Championships, 1 Evergreen Championship, with a grand total of 16 championships in total so far. We have committed athletes at both the Division I and III level. We have 2 All-New England Chorus selections, 20 McMorran Scholars, and 42 of us have at least one form of leadership position here on campus. We have students going to not only the best art and film schools in the country, but also the most highly academic schools in the country as well. We have recognized artists being published in magazines, along with Jack Moretti's very own Tilton School Geotech. We're all a part of something amazing, a list of outstanding qualities and unforgettable people and legacies. And although many of us, including myself, see boarding school as a jail with no fun, deep down, I can speak for all of us in saying that some part of us loves this community. You may be nodding your head or chuckling and making eye contact with your friends about that last comment, but whether you're willing to admit it or not, Tilton has made you the person you are today. You would have not experienced the same laughs somewhere else or created the same relationships with the same kids. instead of trying to pick out the flaws of this school, because there are going to be flaws wherever you put yourself in life, let's try our best to enjoy these closing 89 days of our lives as a big, extended family. The spring season is the best part of the year anyway. Coming from myself, I love and appreciate all of you in my own way, even if that's not always the best way. Although some of my friendships have faded, others have grown. I thank all of you for everything, and for accepting me for the person I am. Enjoy each other while you still can, because we will never get these days back. And I can comfortably speak for all of us in saying thank you to everyone, students and faculty alike. And in these final days, I hope not only myself, but all of you can connect and enjoy each other's company and friendship as much as you can. 89 days left. Embrace it. Thank you, and always keep the family close.
Thank you, Isaiah. Before I recognize our four-year seniors, I wanted to do a few things. First, I want you to know that saying goodbye is very hard to do, both for the people who are staying here and those who are leaving. A departure often brings out strong emotions in everyone. Sometimes these emotions are positive, and sometimes they can be negative. All of us need to be aware of this as we navigate these last months together. Second, I hope you will start considering the new role that you will have in this school after commencement. That is the role of being members of our Alumni Association. And I cannot overemphasize the importance of this group of people who will be connected forever by this school. I know that some of you right now might be ready to leave. Most of you may have reached a point where the rules make this place seem really, really like jail, to use Isaiah's word. But I do know that all of you will value what happened during your short time here. It might even be that you miss this place more than you think possible. And I know this because I'm the one on the road. I'm the one talking to alums. I get the letters. I get the phone calls. I see how people are attached to this school. It is amazing. This school exists because of its alumni. They support the school, they guard its history, its traditions, and they spread the good word. You were able to attend the school for many reasons, but you cannot underestimate the role of our alumni. They are the ones responsible for keeping this a thriving place. As members of the alumni body, all of you have a responsibility to care for this school. I believe all of you will find a way to sustain this school in your own way, and it's an expectation that I have of you, our soon-to-be alumni. I am looking forward to seeing all of you at your 5th year reunion. I might be a little older, maybe a little baller, but I can't wait to see you because that will be a great moment when you all come back together and you try and relive your glory days. Now, I'm happy to announce 2 of your senior privileges. And before I do, is Josh Jones? I know he's here. Where's Josh? Josh, want to stand up? Excellent. Let's give Josh a round of applause. For standing up. First, everyone except for Josh may wear the sweatshirt of the college to which they have deposited. Okay, everyone. Josh, you cannot wear it for one day because you decided to do it a little early, Josh. All right, it's great. Purple's a great color. Kennedy's a great college. That's awesome. But everyone can wear tomorrow, starting tomorrow, can wear their college sweatshirt. Except for you, Josh. Go ahead and sit down. Matt, what's up, Matt?
Is it possible that we would be allowed to wear t-shirts too?
No. But thank you. This does not mean the colleges to which you have been admitted. This is to the college that you deposited to. Okay? So pick one, let Miss Vote know which college that is, and then feel free to wear your sweatshirt on campus. Also, after March break, this is the second one, after March break, for all students in good standing, after March break, there will be no dinner check-in and no study hall on Fridays and Saturdays. Excuse me, Fridays and Sundays. I'll throw Saturday in there also if you'd like. Okay? That's after March break, and a student in good standing means going to your classes and doing your homework and not talking about Brooklyn, Oliver. Okay? That's a student in good standing. Okay, thank you. If there are other senior privileges you would like us to consider, please work through your class officers, such as a t-shirt, Mac, okay? And the student life office will evaluate those as they come up. Now I'd like to recognize a special group of individuals. These seniors have been with us for 4 years. I'd like the following students to stand as your name is called, and after this program is over, I'd like this group to meet in the back for a photo. Please hold your applause until I reach the end. Dino Asperjanis, Matthew Baronis, Jason Bogaz, Matt Cartmel, Haki Chen, Harry Du, Maddie Downs, Maddie Duclos, Nick Ferret, David Gayat, Caitlin Hess, Gage Jacques, Josh Jones, Elena Luo, Avery Martinson, Nick McCosh, Zach McWhinney, Lindsay May, Ellie Miller, Sarah Morin, Jack Moretti, Riley Nichols, Liv Orlando, AJ Ratti, in absentia, Samantha Saliba, Isaiah Saunders, Bin Shen, Matt Steven, Vicky Yu. Did I get everyone? Ladies and gentlemen, the 4-year seniors, congratulations. Okay, great, have a seat. I hope that tonight you had a chance to enjoy some great time together, some great food. I want to thank the speakers tonight, Carrie, Gabby, Liv, and Isaiah. You guys did a phenomenal job, and I hope you're all looking forward to spending these next 89 days together, embracing, enjoying, and appreciating each other. Thank you very much. Okay, for your seniors, please gather in the back.
I need more water.